How's it going, YouTube? Dave here. I have a review ready for you guys, and well, without further ado, this is something I don't have the bottle of anymore, so maybe that'll tell you what I think of it, perhaps, I don't know. But this is the infamous and very much loved by a lot of people Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. Released in 2002, perfumers were Christoph Laudamiel and Bruno Jovanovic. Never heard of either of them. Notes top, you got orange, lemon, fir resin, petitgrain, grain, and cardamom. Mid, you got rosemary, jasmine, lily of the valley, and rose. In the base, you got musk, oak moss, vetiver, and Brazilian rosewood. Bottle sizes, I believe there's 3, a 1 ounce, a 1.7 ounce, which I think is going to run anywhere from 40 to like 65 or something, 3.4 ounce. As far as classification, it is a woody aromatic. To me, it's a spiced woody fragrance. It's funny because the first time I tried this, I was like, I know this fragrance. This is what the mall smells like if you're within 300 feet of Abercrombie store. I was like, oh, so that's what this was. Okay. Pretty much if you've been in a mall that has Abercrombie and you've been really, like, you don't even have to go in the store. You can walk by the store. You know what this smells like then. Right on top, this one reminds me a lot of Chanel's Platinum Egoist, but much harsher and much more synthetic to me. This is not going to be a positive review, I'm sorry. This one, literally, the reason I got rid of it, it gives me a horrible headache every time. But I digress. I get citrus and oak moss on the top with plenty of spice from the rosemary and the cardamom. The mid, to me, gets more similar than Platinum Egoist, but it's heavier with less spice and more woods. I much prefer Platinum Egoist, to be honest, not just because of the headache factor. The mid on my skin is mostly a large portion of rosemary with musk and woods. I do get some jasmine in there as well. Enough about the notes. The mid comes off to me very synthetic, but not necessarily bad smelling. It's very potent, and there's one note or like a chemical vibe in here that just ruins it for me and gives me a migraine. Not just a regular headache, like a really fucking bad migraine headache, which I do get. Originally, honestly, the first time I wore this, I quite liked the fragrance, the smell of it, until I reached the late mid and the early dry down, and things just went horribly wrong at that point. It went from being like a teenage version of Platinum Egoist to a very, very chemical, synthetic, woody musk and rosemary on my skin. I'm not saying that this is a bad fragrance, I just don't care for it, well, mainly because of the headache shit and that it's very synthetic. It is very potent, and the chemical vibe is just way too much for me. If it didn't cause me a horrible headache every time I wore it, I would actually consider it a pretty decent fragrance, but definitely not legendary, like it seems to receive for the most part. I would consider it definitely versatile, except for that hideous bottle. That ab thing is just ridiculous. As far as women, the times I did wear it and I was able to make it through it, which is pretty rare, I did get compliments, but they were almost... But it wasn't that I didn't get compliments, it was that every chick that I ran into that was under the age of 25, or actually probably like 30, knew exactly what I was wearing. It's pretty popular among the ladies, and they know what it is. As far as age, it comes off kind of mature to me, but I would say any. Yeah, any age. Number of sprays, this stuff is like a bomb. So 2 to 3 max. Please, God, 2 to 3 max. I could get a headache being in a room with someone that wore 4 sprays of this. Just being in the room, not even wearing it. And as far as who would like it, if you like the smell of the Abercrombie store, rosemary, oak moss, cardamom, musk, or rosewood, why wouldn't you like it? If you dislike synthetic fragrances, oak moss, cardamom, rosemary, or musk, then I'd probably avoid it. If you have a history of migraines, like I do, avoid this. Just flat out don't even try it. The dominant notes are the musk, oak moss, rosemary, jasmine, and cardamom to me. As far as bottles, if you like Chanel's Platinum Egoist, also Chanel's Allure Homme Sport, and I'm going to say the original Curve by Liz Claiborne as well, then maybe check this out. What do I think of when I wear this? The smell of the mall within 300 feet of Abercrombie. That's it. Overall smell, for me, it's a D+. It's not half bad, it's just the raging headache part. Without the raging headache part, I'd probably give it a B, B- for overall smell. As far as projection, well, the smell is basically because I like Chanel Platinum Egoist much more, and the headache and the synthetic part. So anyway, projection, A+. It's beastly with this one, which is very unfortunate for me personally. Longevity, A-. It's quite good, which with this one is again quite unfortunate for me. As far as uniqueness, I'm going to give it a B-. It is fairly unique except for the fact that so many people wear it. The smell itself is somewhat unique, though it is somewhat similar to Platinum Egoist, but it is different. I would give it an F for uniqueness in terms of smelling different, but a B in scent uniqueness. What I mean by that is an F in terms of uniqueness of you're trying to go somewhere and you want to smell different than everyone else. That gets an F in terms of the actual overall scent uniqueness. I would give it a B. So I gave it more of the actual scent, but if you want to wear something that not everyone else is wearing, do not go with Abercrombie Fitch Fierce, especially if you're in the younger crowd. As far as versatility, I'll give it a B+. I actually think it's pretty versatile, and I think it can be worn year-round. As far as my overall rating, for me personally, it's a D-. It may be an A+ for you, but this probably isn't a fair rating. But this one is very synthetic on me. It gives me a horrible headache every time I wear it, or I'm stuck in a room at school with someone who decides to wear more than 4 sprays of this, which is normal, and it happens pretty much every time I go to school. I absolutely despise this fragrance with good reason because of the fact that it gives me a headache. I smell it like everywhere. It's unfortunate, but this stuff hates me, so what can I say? For me personally, it's a pass, but I think it's a try if you don't get headaches easily. I mean, I think it's probably a solid fragrance. It's just me and it do not like each other one bit. So that is my take on Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. The one fragrance that never fails to give me a headache out of everything that I've smelled. So, sorry for you guys that love this fragrance. Go ahead and bash me all you want. It is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys.